Highest to lowest. Alright, it's been a while since I have reviewed a film, and whilst I've seen some things while I'm away, Fantastic Four, Mission Impossible, Weapons, first one that I'm doing to break the drought of posting is, unfortunately, Highest to Lowest. This is the fifth collaboration between Spike Lee and Denzel Washington, and it is a remake of one of the best well-executed dynamic thriller, suspense, sort of dramatic tension dramas of all time by one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, Akira Kurosawa. This is going to be tough, and it's really a situation of, the culture and community not really being able to say when a director just doesn't really hit his mark as often as we would like as viewers, moviegoers, film lovers, appreciators. And I have to say, it just doesn't work for me. And I mean, there's not a recent one that does. And I don't want to get off on a tangent. I will be doing a sort of Spike Lee retrospective to get a better sense of just how we keep getting here. But we're going to focus on highest to lowest. So, yeah, for all the reasons everybody else has said ad nauseum at this point, here's what I will say. I'm not quite sure why he needed and we needed to experiencing him exercise a certain lens, one that I think that hits closer to home. That seems like a very sort of personal recounting of career and status through the lens of this crime thriller. And I'm not sure if I will get into those, because that's kind of speaking out of my depth and lane, and to comment on one person's individual and private life as they tell and relay on screen is interesting, but there do seem to be some specific parallels between the husband and the wife and career and things, and it just seems a bit more personal. With that being said, I don't know why you would use high and low to do this. I feel like if you want to make a New York movie, with the setting and things like that, you can do so, but to make a direct, as you would say, voiced, marketed, and expressed remake of one of the greatest films made by one of the greatest directors, not culturally admired and nestled and carried and supported through career of ups and downs, misses and things like no. Akira Kurosawa is one of the greatest directors of our time, of any time. He's one of the greatest film directors and will continue long past our era and moving forward. Looking back, he will be one of the greatest film directors of all time. Not someone who could capture a culture of all time. He is one of the greatest film directors of all time. So I'm not sure why you would take this on, and given his track record of Old Boy, this seems like another oh boy. Dialogue was redundant, surface level, obvious, very odd editing choices. You get double takes of the same action. Not quite sure what that was. I almost thought, it's been expressed before, maybe that would be a sort of narrative choice in the sense of trying to figure out the story, doing that sort of double take, recanting, maybe like you did that, I could see if that was used to then highlight clues to find A$AP Rocky's character and trying to solve this case, but that's not what it was used. So it just seems like a mistake. It's a mistake that was put across a however budgeted movie with one of the greatest actors of all time involved. Okay. Music choice. Everyone's already talked about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It was rough, hand-holding, on the nose, and quite frankly, unwarranted, unsupported. Just unwanted. It was rough, very rough. Gosh, is this becoming my most negative review? Damn. I mean, The fact that you got Mayhem from Allstate to play a no-nonsense, hard-nosed detective is a choice. It's a choice. And it's distracting. It's the same way like we don't see Flo from Progressive. I doubt we'll see Jake from State Farm. In movies, because like it's Jake from, and they even reference Jake from State Farm in this. So there's this whole weird meta kind of thing where it's calling attention to things. There's a moment in the hospital where there's like 3 to 5 lines of dialogue dedicated to preparation H, like a pun and running on that. It's I don't know. The studio scene is the best scene. I think it's because, and I think it was ad-lib, that running, Denzel kind of incorporating lines and flows from other artists, Nas and all that kind of stuff. Great moment to find. I mean, that justifies getting through the runtime of the movie to get there, quite frankly. And then after that, it's cut with an interesting choice of a body double posing and running as Denzel Washington, which, my God, it's laughable to the degree of like the suspension of disbelief we need in order to, accept that that's him. Crazy choice. Just a lot of crazy choices, man. Crazy choices. Just odd choices that we are meant to sit through and take seriously in this movie. The free young felon, I don't understand how, even in the narrative of a film that doesn't make sense, you have someone who kidnaps a child, kidnaps and beats a minor, holds for ransom for $17.5 million. 2 attempts at murder, and is somehow heralded by the community. Let him free young felon. He's like, I didn't do it. Terrible. That's not good writing. That's not how you do that. The music video at the end. Oh boy. If A$AP Rocky ever even dreamed of making a video like that, he would not be where he is today. He would not be the heralding fashion icon, Rihanna rocking, baby in the oven impregnating on a regular basis icon that he is. It's just so, I'm interested in the levels of input here and trying to make this thing work. I thought the intro, going back, was out of all those shots, none of them were particularly inspired or motivating to really capture the essence of New York. So it really didn't make much sense. They were just random, just skyline. They weren't even encompassing or awe-inspiring skyline shots. I mean, they were just random buildings that were near bridges. And the best shot was at the end of the intro, showing a low angle to show his positioning, that then gets kind of ruined by a drone shot. So it's just interesting how the mark was just missed on so many occasions, to the degree that whatever did work in the film somehow felt like an accident. Gosh, this is really my most negative review. I mean, do I even post this? Like, jeez. Do you get canceled this early in the game? I'm trying to become a director myself, so. I am doing, but like, geez, hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But yeah, it is weird, man. Yeah, the acting was a bit weird. I like the lead detective. He saved that trio of nonsense. Like when they're like, oh, with the currency, like, why Franks? And then the girl goes, hey, guys, when I used to do this job, and now I know exactly how much francs weigh versus dollars, 30 pounds versus 306. Like, what? Come on. It seems like a lot of one-takers. First take. They're doing the Clint Eastwood thing. They're doing the Ridley Scott thing, but in a way that's not really giving great performances. A huge issue that I have was making Denzel and Jeffrey Wright's character friends. Trialed by fire, tried and true boy, like homies, boys. The reason why the original, which I haven't seen inside of 3 years, I've seen twice over the last 7 years. The reason why that movie, that film, works the way that it does is because the moral dilemma is a true, and I would say distanced moral dilemma, right? Your chauffeur's son gets mistaken for yours, and now the onus is, do you pay to save essentially one of your workers' lives? Not one of your best friend's lives. That's a different story. Because your best friend, who's like family, that's a different story. One that I think this movie kind of took odd liberties in even presenting us as a challenge. Like, oh, I can't do that right now. Like, if anything, you would at least go along to say, yeah, we'll pay, and then we'll figure it out. But like, yeah, I mean, I can't really do this. And even with Trent, I was going to kind of like, blah, 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 but like, we're not going to do this. Like, you wouldn't be playing it the way they did. So the reason why the original works is because in the earnest of the father, who is the shoe manufacturing magnate, is like, yeah, I mean, you're my chauffeur. It's not my son. That's the true moral dilemma of like, damn, I guess I kind of do. So that was the commentary of like, of class and responsibility and values and the humility of him. Like that was the moral dilemma. This is, for all intents and purposes, a stranger's child. Like it's not someone who sleeps. Like it's like we're not best friends. Making this your best friend's son, who's your godchild, like making your godchild the topic of like a dilemma, is silly. And to think that the audience wouldn't have accepted it any other way doesn't make much sense. Once again, you could play it off like, yeah, okay, we'll tell them what it is, but like it's not gonna be real, and we'll just figure it out. So that was a big problem for me. So then when you do that with the choices and the tension and the scoring, and it did not work. This felt like second screen viewing because everything was so on the nose. I mean, they're telling you everything that's going on. It's no subtext. Forgettable. Waste of a concept. I'm sorry. And in fact, the way to make this concept actually work, even though we're seeing it in 2025, would have been like at the end of the movie where the kid's like, "Wow, this feels like 2004." They should have said it in 2004. This should have taken place in 2004 when a kidnapping of a hip hop mogul, someone who's in such high view and like where news and things are spreading like that. That's when you do that. Not with a story that gets lost in the sauce of 2025 and social media and like You're like, kidnapping? What? We're not even like, we're telling about like with trafficking and that kind of stuff. Like totally different era. 2004, all of this almost goes away. I mean, even between like the way that it's shot, like the whole movie, even if you just say 2004, the movie works in more ways than one, because you could be like, maybe that's just for the time and the song, the editing choices and the song choices, and using like licensing music to like literally tell us like to tell us what's going on in every scene, pay the cost to be the boss. Like it's like everything is so on the nose. Just put it in 2004 and I'm sure we'll get a better pass. So that part's there. I'm sorry, but like the movie Ransom, which is not a bad movie, by the way, does a much better job of this than this does. And it doesn't need the concept of high and low to do it. Like, it just, on all fronts, it just didn't work. And at the end of the movie, when you have this sort of denouement, his realization of getting back and falling in love with your passion, you give us a mini, like, entire song run of a concert that is so unnecessary, so well done. It's like, just all of the air and satisfaction and tension of the story just gets let out because we're still sitting here. It's like know when to cut. Know when to just... Like the song title, the song being the title, of the movie. Come on, dude. This is some inline fuck. So yeah, I'm sorry. This didn't work for me. The prison scene? No. I'm not sure what that was meant to do, but that wasn't it. I thought he was going to be like, yeah, I already have the rights to your songs. I have the rights to all your music. Because he would be like, oh, I can't believe. He goes, yeah, I can. Because little do you know, I took all the masters from your fucking studio, and now I own all the rights to all your stuff. Like, that would have been the boss move. Overwritten, overindulgent, underwhelming, disappointing, really. Yikes. Highest to lowest. I'm sorry. Didn't work. Like and subscribe for more reviews like this. Hopefully not like this. For more reviews, reactions, and everything else in between. I cannot believe. And the gun! He called the gun Mayhem. One gun is Jake from State Farm. The other gun is Mayhem. And the guy who plays Mayhem from Allstate is a detective in the movie. These are things that aren't supposed to be like, this isn't, oh my, using A24 as the unit number of, I mean, these are things that it's not clever. I'm just going to say that. It's not clever. Like and subscribe for more reviews, reactions, and all things movies and media. Man, until next time, go out there and watch some movies. Good ones.